Multiplying multi-digit decimals. To multiply two multi-digit decimals, you do the same thing as you would when multiplying normal whole numbers. The only difference is that when you are done multiplying, you have to move the decimal over the number of spaces of the numbers you are multiplying by.
Okay, so 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 2 is 23. Add a 0. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 3 is 6. And you add them together. You get 8, 11, so you carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 6 is 9. And you've got 2 decimals, so you move it over 2 places. The answer is 9.18.
Okay, to solve this problem, you have to multiply the two numbers together. So you take 5 and 78 hundredths and multiply it by 3 and 23 hundredths. So you multiply the 3 times the 8 and you get 24, and you carry the 2 up here. It'll work. Won't work. And then after that, you multiply the 2 times the 8, the 3 times the 7, plus the 2, so you get 23, and then carry the 2 up here, and then multiply the 3 times 5, and you get 15, and then plus 2, so you get 17. So your first part is 1734. And then you erase the top two numbers and just start over. And then you add a 0, and then you multiply the 2 times 8, so you get 6, and then carry the 1 up here. So after you carry the 1, you multiply 2 times 7, and you get 14, and you add on the 1, so you get 15, and then you carry the 1 over the 5. And then you multiply the 2 times the 5, and you get 10, and carry the 1, so that gives you 11. And then you add 2 zeros, because now you're in the hundredths place. And you multiply the 3 times 8, and that gives you 24. And so you multiply 3 times 8, and that gives you 24. So you carry the 2. And then 3 times 7 is 21. You carry the 2, and that gives you 23. And then you carry the 2 again over the 5. And then 3 times 5 is 15, and then you carry the 2, and that gives you 17. So you get 17 here, and you add them all up, and you get 4, 9, 6, 1, and you move your decimal places 4 places over, because there's 4 numbers behind the decimal point when you multiply.
Okay, so 9 times 9 is 81. So you carry the 8. If it'll work. Then 9 times 3 is 27 plus 8, which is 35. And 9 times 8 is 72, plus 3 is 75. Bring down a 0. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 7, which is 31. And 8 times 8 is 64, plus 3, which is 67. Bring down 2 zeros. Grease work. 9 times 4 is 36. Carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Carry 1. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 1 is 33. Then you add it all up. 1, 7, 12. Carry your 1. 20. Carry your 2. 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry your 1. 4. Then since you've got 2 decimals here, 2 numbered behind the decimal here, that's 4 total, so you move your decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4 places over. So the answer is 41.0271.
Okay, to solve this problem, you multiply 12 and 73/100ths times 7 and 400ths. So first off, you multiply 4 times 3, and you get 12, and then you carry your 1, if it'll work. You carry your 1 up top, and then you multiply 4 times 7, that gives you 28, then add the 1, that gives you 29. And then you carry the 2 up top, and then 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 gives you 10, so you put a 0 here, and then carry the 1 up top. 4 times 1 is 4, and then add 1, that's 5. And then you erase these numbers up here so you can start off clean. Then you multiply, first off you add a 0, and then you multiply 0 by everything, which of course is going to be 0. So all your numbers here are going to be 0. Then you add 2 more zeros because you're in the next place, which is a 7. So you multiply 7 times 3, and that gives you 21. And then you carry your 2 up top if it'll let me. And then you multiply 7 times 7, and that gives you 49. And then add the 2, that gives you 51. So put a 5 down here. And then you carry 5 over the 2. And then multiply 7 times 2, and that gives you 14. Add the 5, and that gives you 19. Carry that 1 over the top, and you get 7 times 1 is 7, and then you add on your extra 1, that gives you 8. And then you add it all up. Let's erase these on top. We don't need any more. And that gives you a 2, 9, 1, 5, 9, and an 8. And since there are 4 numbers behind the decimal, you move the decimal up 4. So 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives you 89 and 51. Well, that big number. And your big number would be 5,192 10,000ths.
Thank you for watching.